I am now creating weekly exclusive content for Patreon, so if you are interested in that, go check out the link down below. And of course, if you want to avoid the random lottery of FIFA points, you want to go straight to the source, buy the players directly, use u7buy.com and use the code TVM at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to another player review. Today we have an icon. His name is Ruud, 93 rated prime icon. Of course, a couple of days ago now, I was going to do this straight away, but then EA dropped like 4 or 5 different cards that I kind of needed to review first. Because obviously this card has been out for quite a while. Absolutely no rush to get this done. But I've packed him in a prime icon pack, I guess. It wasn't just out of a normal pack. It is untradeable. If it was tradable, he would be gone by now. The price on this guy is absolutely ridiculous. Is there a player in the game that is actually worth 7.5 million? Because that's exactly how much he goes for on the market. In fact, on PC, he's been extinct for God knows how long. So, but that's where I play, by the way. So there's just no real chance of me ever picking this guy up well, there was never really any chance of me picking him up unless I packed him, because he just never pops on the market. So, are cards really worth this much? You know, is it worth going out and spending the 7.5 million coins to get this guy? Is he really going to make that much of a difference to your team? I know a lot of you are sat there thinking, well, I don't even have 7 coins at the moment. You know, EA have drained my club left, right, and centre. There's no way. I don't have 700,000. There's no way I've got 7 million. Absolutely no way. So this review might be pointless. However, because of how grindable, at least for the next 24 hours, the upgrade packs are, and the icon pack is, there is every chance in the world, okay, albeit slim, that you could go and do an icon pack and get yourself Ruud. So the question is going to be, if you pack him, is it going to be worth the grind to try and get him? And of course, for those who do have all those coins and you're just wondering, or maybe your club is worth that much and you've got a team and you're thinking, I'm a bit bored of it now, maybe I do want to go and splash big on a big icon, is it worth me spending the money? 5-star weak foot, 4-star skills, high medium work rates in the favour of high attacking, which is not something that I'm a massive fan of with Ruud, because it's not a position I want to play him in. I want to play him more as a central midfield, if not even a CDM. And I know that sounds a little bit stupid because, well, he's not a CDM. But with a shadow, he turns into a 92 rated CM and a 91 rated CDM. He's already a 92 rated striker and a 91 rated cam. If you gave him a maestro, for example, 96 rated. If you give him an engine, 96 rated cam. You know, there's various positions you could play him in sort of further forward if you want to. And I know you might be thinking, well, it's a bit of a waste if you want to play him as a CM or a CDM, because you're not going to benefit from that really good long-range shooting. The passing might not be as influential. And of course, you could boost up the dribbling and you could get something better out of him there. So for instance, if you don't want to spend a shadow, you could do a Guardian. That turns him into an even better CM and CDM because you're up in that agility. And, you know, if it weren't for that sort of, it's not even a stigma. What's the word I'm looking for? There's a theory, and I go through it all the time when we talk about hunters and shadows, but there's a theory in FIFA that using a shadow or a hunter chem style on a player will make them better than even the stats suggest. Awar, for example, has a shadow on him, and the amount of goals Awar scored in this session is unreal. Played him at cam, him and Coman link in really well, and Awar just scored goal after goal after goal, and we weren't boosting his finishing in any way, but he still scored loads of goals. Gullit got on the score sheet, he got a couple of assists in there as well, but he was just such a solid sort of CM, CDM type player. He just fits that bill, you know, he's kind of... for those who remember the flashback Axel Witsel, that guy is, again, I think he's 6'3", but they've got a very similar build in the sense that they are they're fairly lean. I mean, they don't have lean body types, but they're fairly lean. They've got high and average, I think, both of them. I know Gullit does. I'm not sure about Witsel. I think he does. But either way, they're the same height. They have a lot of the same credentials. And they play very similarly. The only difference between the two is Gullit is much more agile, even though his agility hasn't been boosted and it's still only 78. But you've got that icon factor in FIFA that isn't a thing, but actually is a thing as well. So if you've got a player like Gullit, who you look at him, how I scoring a goal there. If you look at him in terms of his stats, without any chem style on him at all, and you cover up who it is. If I said to you, right, look at those stats, what do you think of that card? I'm not going to tell you who it is, you're not going to know who it is, but what do you think of it? You'd look at it and you'd go, yeah, not bad, but I don't like some of the defensive stats. I don't like the agility. I'm not a big fan of the balance. Don't like the fact that he's 6'3". He's not got a lean body type. I don't really like that either. So there'd be loads of things you'd pick up that you don't really like. And you'd be thinking, well, I'd say how much, if that was an SBC, and let's just say he's a 93 rated Summer Heat, how much would you pay for that card? A lot of people would say, I wouldn't pay more than, say, 150, 200k at the very, very top end. But if I said to you, that's Gullit, you'd be like, oh, actually, yeah, no, I'd pay whatever. Because it's Gullit, right? Weird one. And it all comes down to that icon factor and the fact that he fits the game so well and he's just unbelievably meta. For no reason whatsoever, really. But he's got the 4-star skills, which you can see me popping out now and again. I felt really good yesterday while playing. I mean, I would never try something like that. Not that that's like amazing or anything, but I would never normally try and do random things like dinking over the top of the defence from where I was there. But it worked. Coman on the end of it, Gullit with the assist. And of course, doing rainbow flicks left, right and centre, not something I would try. Going forward, very good. Unbelievably good, in fact. His passing is unbelievably accurate. I slid there and I pressed the wrong button. I didn't mean to, but he got up, he recovered well, picks up the ball, dinks it forward, gets it back again, and away we go. And that's exactly what he's all about, and that's why I wanted to play him more of a CDM/CM. Yeah, I can't remember whether he played CM or CDM actually. I think he did play a sort of a box-to-box central midfield 4-2-3-1. As you know by now, if you've watched any of my videos, you'll know that I play one CM, stay back while attacking, and the other one is sort of a free roam. I'll just allow them to do whatever they want to do. He played both. I kept switching them around just to get a general gist of what he was all about, really. He's actually very good defensively. I know their passing out from the back isn't necessarily a strong point, but that's down to the game more than it is Gullit. But either way, if you want to use him as a CDM, you have my blessing, because he actually worked really well. You might be thinking, well, it's a bit of a waste, but I've got such a good attack, and that's one of his goals right there. Very good finish from the edge of the area. I've got such a good attack that, in all honesty, I felt like it would have been a waste to not use one of the attackers, you know? So, like, you know, I got Ribery's Summer Heat card on the bench because I was reviewing Coman. And then I've got a few other, like, very, very good attackers in there that you just want to play with. And I just thought, I don't know, playing Gullit that far forward, for me, it's just a little bit of a waste. There's a box-to-box because he can do a bit of everything, especially with that chem style. It just made a little bit more sense to me to use him in that position. Not that I'm saying that's the be-all and end-all. You can use him wherever you want, because he's quite literally one of those players. Even though on paper he doesn't scream, I'm amazing. Don't get me wrong, still a great card on paper, but compared to some of the Summer Heat cards that come out these days, he's just not as good as them on paper, which is just mad when you think about it. But in game, blows everybody out of the water. Actually a really fun card to use. Now it comes to the end here where a lot of you will be looking at that value for coins and thinking, well, I don't understand, why have you put 50? What is that? Why? What, he's not good enough? It's not that he's not good enough. I just don't see, or I don't believe, rather, that any card in this game warrants the price tag that Gullit has. 7.5 million coins for any card, regardless of who it is. It could be 99 Pele with 99 everything. I don't feel like 7.5 million to 8 million coins is fair for any card. Because this is a video game, and if you play this and you grind it and you grind it and you grind it and you're quite sensible and you don't do SBCs that aren't value and you don't do SBCs that don't really go into your team and you don't really care, even if you play every weekend league, even if you spend hours and hours and hours on this game, you would still be very, very hard pressed to be able to afford to buy Gullit off the market and then build a team to suit around. You could maybe buy him and then build a really bad, dodgy team around him, but you couldn't buy him and then fill the rest of the team with 94, 95 rated cards, because he's just too expensive. So in my opinion, even though you do get what you pay for, and he is a fantastic player in this game and suits it so well, and he has that icon factor that even though he's not the best on paper, he just is in game, just wins everything, scores everything, assists for days. No matter where you play him, he is brilliant. But is he really worth 7.5 million? In my opinion, no. Even though he's that good, I would still rather go and spend that 7.5 million on buying, you know, like a Team of the Year Mbappe, Team of the Year Ronaldo, and then a few others dotted around the place. You know, it just makes more sense to me to do that. But let me know, is any card in this FIFA worth 7.5 million? Would you be willing to pay that for a player? That's the question. If you've used Gullit, let me know what you think. Of course, if you have enjoyed the review, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.